Hi, welcome to Book Breaks. My name's Roger. Today I'll be sharing Chapter 1 of Big Nate on a Roll with you by Lincoln Pierce. So, let's get started here. Chapter 1. I never really noticed before how boring the detention room is. I guess that's not exactly breaking news. Any room where the main activities are sitting quietly with your head on the desk or writing, "I will not make vulgar noises during Mary Ellen's flute performance," 100 times over isn't exactly Thrillsville. By the way, I'm not here because I made any vulgar noises during the flute performance. That was last week, and it wasn't even on purpose. What I mean is, the detention room itself is boring. The only things on the wall are two signs. One says, "Quiet, please," and the other, just in case anybody's too dense to figure it out, says, "No talking." I'm not expecting them to have a TV in here or anything, but would it kill them to put up a couple cool posters? Posters, now that's a great idea. "Mrs. Zerwicki, Mrs. Zerwicki." It takes her a second to look up from her romance novel. "What is it, Nate?" "Can I zip down to the art studio for a second?" She raises an eyebrow. "The art studio? What for?" "To get some supplies. I'll crank out a few posters to jazz things up around here." Down goes the eyebrow. "Nate, the detention room doesn't need any jazzing up. No one has any interest in that." "Exactly," I answer. "That's why I'm volunteering to do it, because I'm interested." "Sit down." Okay, so much for that idea. Guess Mrs. C's in one of her no-nonsense moods. "You probably want to know how I ended up here in the first place. Well, it makes two of us. It wasn't my fault, not even close. It was pretty much all Arthur's doing. And of course, I got detention while Arthur, aka Mr. Lucky, got absolutely nothing. It's a long story, so I'll go ahead and tell it. It all started yesterday after school. "Hey, Nate," said Mr. Rosa, "you're just the kid I'm looking for." "I am?" "I'm rounding up students to paint scenery for the school play. Can you help?" "Sure." "Well, follow me." Obviously, Mr. Rosa chose me for my amazing art skills. "This part of the project is a two-man job," he said. "A two-man job? You and me, Mr. Rosa?" "No, I mean you and Arthur." "Arthur, since you're so wonderful, I'm going to let you paint the mountains and clouds. And Nate?" "Yes, yes." "Will you hold the ladder?" "What?" "Nate, I'm climbing up now." "Okay, Arthur." "Watch it, Arthur, you're dripping paint on me. I can't see." Suddenly, the ladder crashes to the floor. Mr. Rosa comes running over. "Good heavens, Arthur, are you all right?" "Nate, you were supposed to be holding the ladder." I was, but perhaps a detention will teach you a lesson." "I already know the lesson. Arthur wins every time." "It's true, he always does win. Let's face it, Arthur has everything going for him. He's friendly, he's smart, he's good at practically everything. All the teachers love him, and so do the kids. Hey, even I like him, and I can't stand the guy. He's just so annoying. Want to know what else is annoying? Because I got detention, which, just so we're clear on this, was thanks to Arthur, I'm going to be late for my Timber Scout meeting. Yep, I'm a scout. I used to want nothing to do with scouting because every time Francis and Teddy came back from Timber Scout trips, they always had food poisoning or worse. But they finally convinced me to give it a try. It's not as dorky as I thought it might be. There are a few lame parts, but those are balanced out by the good stuff, like the cool uniform. I mean, it really rocks. Anyway, the meeting's already started. Maybe I could make the second half. Maybe if Mrs. C ever lets us out of here. Time's up. You may leave now. Yes! I explode out of my chair, race down the hallway to my locker, grab my uniform, and duck into the bathroom to change. 30 seconds later, I'm out the door and on my way to Teddy's. Teddy's dad is our troop leader, so our meetings are always at his place. It's a 15-minute walk from here. But if I take my skateboard, I'll make it in 5. I strap on my helmet and push off. I zip along Haywood Avenue, turn left on Pepper Street, and start across the bridge over Beards Creek, which really isn't a creek. It's more like a combination of swamp and garbage dump. There's a woman walking her dog up ahead. Well, maybe dog isn't the right word. It's one of those toy poodles that looks like somebody glued cotton balls to a weasel. Hey, I mean, if you're going to have a dog like that, why not just get a cat? The woman moves to her left when she sees me coming, but the dog goes the other way. Before I can slow down, her leash is stretched across the sidewalk like a tripwire, and I'm heading straight into it. Ah, wham! I sort of flip while I'm falling, so I end up landing on my backpack. That's the good news. The bad news is my skateboard keeps going. It shoots under the bridge railing, dive bombs into the creek, and sinks into the oily water with a sploosh. Goodbye, skateboard. The dog's yapping, the woman's babbling, and people are rubbernecking as they drive by. But I can't focus on any of it. I think maybe I'm in shock. All I can do is look down at the ripples in the water where my skateboard disappeared forever. Now I have to walk. The whole disaster is one big Arthur chain reaction. If he hadn't spilled paint on me, I wouldn't have bumped into the ladder, landed in detention, been late to Timber Scouts, ridden my skateboard to Teddy's, crashed into the lady and her dog, and lost my skateboard in the creek. See how it all fits together? Thanks a lot, Arthur. It takes a while, but I finally get to Teddy's house. The guys are sitting on the front steps. Nate, where were you? You missed the best meeting ever. Oh, really? I mumble. Frankly, at this point, I'm too exhausted to care. And, Francis says with a huge smile, our troop has some great news. Great news? I perk up a little bit. We just initiated a new member, Teddy announces. Arthur. Arthur? This is supposed to be great news? And that's the end of Chapter 1, Big Nate on a Roll, by Lincoln Pierce. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.